Hello, beautiful people. Happy autumn, happy back to school, happy start of the new season for change. This is, I'm coming to you from my new location. I just spent the whole summer holidays test driving the new, the nomadic lifestyle that I'm creating so that I have work online. And I just wanted to come to you and say hi and, become present again in these posts and helping people, committed to helping people, building habits for painless living and bringing down a little bit, pushing against and bringing down some of the dogma and, limiting beliefs that we have about our health. And today I just want to just say something, a very simple and quick technique and tool that I use and suggest to my clients whenever they're having feelings of overwhelm with regards to or obsession with their health and or lack of health and fear of symptoms coming up. And it's a very beautiful technique that, like I said, can be used as a regulating tool, but it also can be used for prevention. So in that it brings our system back to the rest, digest, and rejuvenate rather than the chronic fight, flight, freeze response that we're, usually in without realizing it. So it's a very simple technique. It's called somatic sensations. So basically staying with your five senses, being in body, embodiment of these senses. So we're trying to bring our awareness back to the now, the present moment, and not lost in our whirlpool and loops of thoughts. So the first thing that I do is take just a deep breath, connecting breath. I connect to my core and I think of just a root going down into the ground and a column of light coming from above. And while I'm just taking a few deep breaths, really aware of my whole system, just noticing where I'm holding any tension and that's ready to be released. And then I just go through the senses. So I start with touch. I rub two fingers together, which is trying with so much intention that I can feel the ridges on both fingers. And then I can just really stay with that emotion, that feeling, and just keep my attention there. And this is something you can do under the table when you're at work. If you don't want to see people to see you, I do it all the time in the car when I'm feeling any sense of sudden stress or anxiety. It's just a very, very simple, calming, soothing tool. It's actually used, babies use it when they have like their tickly thing or tickly blanket, which I also had one as a child, so I find it incredibly soothing. And then you can just also rub all the palms together. So we're just staying with the feeling of the sensation of touch at the moment. You try and, you can be creative as you like. You can start generating, creative, touch something with exquisite intent and attention basically onto that thing, and feel the warmth of it or the coolness of it, the texture and the the feelings that you have on your fingertips. Okay. Another sensation for another sense of touch is wiggle your toes. You can do that whenever you want. Try and wiggle them and find as many of your toes as you can. So like all, wiggling them to see them, to find them. So that's a beautiful thing that you can do just as a sense of touch. Then you have a sense of hearing. I go to the next. So with a sense of hearing, spending some time just focusing, putting my attention, my awareness on my ears. Imagine them, they're just giant big ears, and you're just seeing what sounds, the ambient sounds of the room or the house first. Breathing as you do so. I'll do a guided one of these so you can see how it works and the time, you know, the process, how it all runs through. It's also very helpful to have it guided. The most important thing when you're doing this is to notice any tension in your body as it builds, if there is any, or relaxation. So you're just staying with your body. And so also it's a very, very strong urge. Your body, we've been teaching our mind to do this, always go up and front and fret and, you know, travel at very fast speeds with different thoughts. So it's actually, we've been training the brain, and now what we have to do is we have to recommand or retrain the brain to come back to more calming and soothing embodiment and presencing exercises. And this will, like a muscle, it strengthens the brain in away from that intense fight-flight response and cognitive response and loops, but also the physical the cascade of emotion, the cascade of hormones and, you know, neurotransmitters or whatever that's released, the chemical that are released in our body to create the physical clenching and fear, fight, flight, freeze response. So we're generating, this is like a kind of, like that's what I meant at the beginning, it's preventative in that we can do it regularly. So I do it 2 to 3 times a day, 5 to 5 minutes, 2 to 5 minutes, doesn't have to be a long time, but I also do it throughout the day. So when I'm feeling a little bit tense, or when I'm trying to be present with my daughter, it's very, very helpful, my 5-year-old. When I'm, you know, anytime that I need it. So it's preventative and protective. So, you know, both those are very, very helpful over this. So back to the senses, our sense of hearing. So we're trying to track the furthest away sounds, and then we can track the closest sounds. So what is the sounds that are closest to me? You can start hearing your own breath and feel connected to that. So that's just a couple of minutes. I'm not even a minute, just a couple, you know, a couple of 10, 15 seconds. Then you can track the sense of smell. This is easier inside, obviously, when you're having a shower or cooking. You can just be acutely aware of your sense of smell and what's coming up for you there. It's a little bit more difficult, but you can develop the skill and the ability, and it's just staying out of your thoughts. So every time your mind goes on to a wander, which it will, and it's completely okay, and the most important thing is not to judge or criticize yourself for that you know, loss of you know, flow in your senses, and you know, that's the worst thing you can do. So we just need to bring that, will be automatically clench your body and undo everything you've just done. So just stay with the process and just remind your brain, say, thank you, brain, come back here, come back to my senses. And so recommanding the brain will start to develop the muscle, and develop the muscle of like the rest, digest, rejuvenate nervous system, the pathways that are responsible for that. So then you can go to your other senses, go through them, and you know, really set the sight. So you can look at something with really exquisite detail, you know, really find something that you like the look at, and you can, you know, touch it and look at it. Or something far away. When you're walking, you can do this walking. You can feel the sensations in your body when you're walking. I mean, it's kind of like a walking meditation, walking awareness meditation. You probably might have heard of it. I just find it easier because when my brain is in overdrive, so in a kind of protection and preventative way, to soothe my nervous system, I find that sometimes I can't connect to my breath. So I find this very helpful in just starting to slow down those thought patterns and those, you know, accelerated thoughts. And always know that your thoughts are not always real, and that we can choose the thoughts that we want, choosing the thoughts. This is a kind of, again, a skill that we can develop. So learning how to recommand the brain from just going down every train of thought, which leads to, you know, wherever it leads. And we can just start being a little bit more in tune and aware of, you know, our thought patterns, and maybe not jump on all of them, not have all of them, and know that thoughts are not necessarily real. So that with that, I'm back. I'm going to be trying to do a daily video to assist and help and serve. This is, you know, a amazing time when we realize the epigenetics and the quantum physics and the research that's coming out have really blown me away, in that we are so much stronger and so much more, you know, we're so much more infinitely possible than we normally think we are. And you know, this is also to do with our health and regarding our health. So it's, you know, it's vital time. This mind-body connection is incredibly powerful. The beliefs that we have are literally, you know, creating and guiding and our lives. And so it's super, super important to get this stuff out. So I'm here, committed, and looking forward to doing the next one and seeing you on my web page, Facebook page. So like me and forward me to friends, share this information if you want, and I'll be back tomorrow with some more. Take care. Bye.